You are listening to the Country Hour this Monday lunchtime. Amy Spear filling in for Annabelle Homer over the next few days. Well, an exploration company working near Broken Hill believes it's found the largest magnetite iron ore resource in New South Wales and one of the biggest in the country. Carpentaria Exploration's Horsens Iron Project has a potential deposit of 1.4 billion tonnes. If the mine gets going, and the company is aiming for 2014, it could employ hundreds of people. Nick Sheard from Carpentaria says the company is very pleased that it's come up a lot larger than expected.
The reason being that it's quite a uniform deposit, so we were able to produce this 1.45 billion tonnes actually at the Horsens project. It's been very good.
So is this the final figure now? Could it change again?
Oh no, it'll certainly get bigger. This was the original work. If you remember, when we talked previously, we explained we were doing a Phase 1 and a Phase 2 drilling program. Our Phase 1 drilling program was designed to check all the anomalies in the area, and we did that with the aim of looking at the grade, the depth of cover, and the quality of the magnetite in all these other areas. And what we have found is that it's all very similar over the whole area. So we chose this area initially for our Phase 2 drilling, which was our resource drilling. And given all our experience and the confidence in the previous results, we know that this thing's going to get bigger.
So knowing that it could get bigger and that it has in fact already from initial estimates, how does that change your planning, I guess, if at all?
It probably doesn't change our planning because we've got a big resource now that our aim is to now put that into a reserve category through the bankable feasibility study. I should point out we're still doing a pre-feasibility study, and I'm just assuming that's going to be positive. Once that happens, then we go to our reserve drilling, which we will do more detailed drilling in this area where we've outlined this resource. And that would be what we would call the starter pit. If all the stars align and everything was good, that's where we'd start mining. And that would be a large pit that would go for 15 years or more. And then whilst you're starting to mine and work all that area, you'd be drilling other areas for the future. And it probably gets a bit pointless drilling too much now for the future because, your 20-year mine life pit is a pretty long mine life. And so I would imagine in about 10 years' time we'd start drilling for the other areas.
Any indication of when that might happen?
The more positive we get, the closer we're looking at 2014. That's what we'd like to aim at. And we've really, through the work we're doing now, looking at doing something like a 6 million tonne per annum startup so that we can get material out and get cash flow with a view of then ramping up to the 20 million tonnes per annum because that's going to be a huge mine when it's 20 million tonnes per annum. So I think if we keep it like that, keep it relatively small at the start with the aim of ramping right up at the end, then we've got a reasonably good chance of 2014, assuming we can get all the government licenses in place and the environmental licenses, etc., then we should be right.
I understand Carpentaria said this resource is the largest of its kind in New South Wales. How does it compare around the state and around the country?
I've got to be careful. It's definitely the largest in New South Wales, and the way it's looming, it's going to be one of the largest magnetite resources in Australia. We're pretty confident of that.
Nick Sheard from Carpentaria Exploration.